Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Trupti. I'm concentrating this mainly for beginners who actually are not very much into makeup, or who are still learning how to do makeup, or who are still learning how to do base makeup. So this is for you guys. So if you are ready, then let's get started. So the first step to any successful makeup look is to start with a clean base. So I have washed my face, there's nothing on my face. So start with a clean face, and also don't forget to wash your hands, which is very important before you touch your face. So before you begin, wash your face, and then you can use a toner. So dab some of it on the cotton pad and then rub it all over your face. But whatever you're doing, just do it very gently. So don't pull your skin or just rub too violently, because that may cause damage to your skin, and you might have premature wrinkles, or you might just ruin the texture of your skin. You might get bumps. So don't do anything harsh on your skin. So in a long run, a toner may help in reducing the appearance of your pores and will also tighten your skin. So this is the Kama Ayurveda Pure Vetiver Water. So this is a body and face mist. I'll be spraying this all over my face now. So keep it at a safe distance, maybe here, and then just spray it all over your face, and just dab it slightly onto your skin so that your skin absorbs it better. And also don't forget to spray it on your neck, because it makes you feel very refreshed. So now that it's done and the product has sunk into your skin, next step is to moisturize your skin. So moisturization of your skin is a very important and crucial step if you want your base makeup to look flawless. So if you have dry skin, or if you have rough patches on your skin, and you apply your foundation or concealer over it and set it with a powder, it will look very cakey, and the texture will be more visible to the person in front of you, and whatever you do after it will not look good. Today I'll be using this Nivea Soft Tropical Fruit Moisturizer. You can use any moisturizer you have, so whatever you're comfortable with, you can basically use that. So moisturize generously, don't be a miser with it, because like I said, this is a very important and crucial step for your base makeup to look flawless. What I do is I just rub it for a couple of seconds in between my fingers, so that the warmth of my fingers will just liquefy the product, and then the application will be much more easier whenever you're applying it. So again, be gentle on your face, don't be harsh, don't rub. So I always like to apply the moisturizer in the upward direction. I don't go downward, because so you're always looking to uplift your skin and all the features, so that you don't age prematurely. So I just apply it this way. I just go over to my neck as well and just moisturize it. After you're done, just pat the product slightly into your skin, so that the warmth of your fingers again will help in better absorption of the product into your skin. So if you have a couple of extra minutes on your hand when you're getting ready, so just you can do this probably, give a gentle massage to your skin, because your skin deserves it. We'll also go ahead and moisturize our lips. So I'll be using this Maybelline Baby Lips. So let me just apply it on my lips. So since we'll be applying lipstick at the end, after we are done with the base makeup, applying a moisturizing lip balm on your lips at this stage will give it enough time to sink into your lips. And if you have any cracks or chapped lips or anything like that, it'll at least give it some time to moisturize it properly, and then even out it a little bit at least for you to apply your lipstick, so that it doesn't look crusty when you apply your lipstick on top of it. So whatever lip balm you have, you can use it. Don't go over a foundation immediately after you've applied your moisturizer. Let the product sink into your skin, give it enough time. I would recommend giving at least 5 minutes in between every step we process. So if you don't have enough time, or if you are running short of time, probably you can at least give 2 to 3 minutes in between the steps for better absorption of your product into your skin. So it's been 10 minutes since I applied my moisturizer. The product has absorbed into my face completely, and my face feels so soft and supple and very bouncy right now. And now we are ready to move on to the next step, which is a primer. A primer basically helps in reducing the appearance of your pores right away by creating a layer of it on top of your pores or problematic areas. So it creates a layer on top of it, and it provides a silky smooth base for your foundation application, so that when you apply your foundation, it goes on flawlessly without any sort of hindrance, and then the application of the further products will become much more easier once the foundation is stuck onto your skin properly. So this is what a primer does basically, according to me. So I have mostly pores in this area. So this is called the T-zone, your forehead and your nose. So it forms a T basically. So this is the Lakme Absolute Blur Perfect Makeup Primer. So I'm just rubbing this product again in between my fingers so that the warmth of my fingers will melt the product, which helps in better absorption of this product onto my skin. So like I said, this is my problem area. So I'm just going to apply it slightly wherever I feel I have pores. Again, be gentle with your skin because it has to last long. The durability of it is very important. If you are rough or harsh on your skin, it is going to be wrinkly and dull in a matter of time. So again, before we proceed to the next step, let's give this product some time to absorb into our skin. So yeah, it's been 5 minutes now. The product is absorbed beautifully into my skin. So the next step is foundation. For the foundation, so I'll be using this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. So this is a demi matte finish, and I'm in the shade 104 Golden Beach. So this is a 24-hour foundation. I've never tested it so far, so I might test it one day in the future and let you guys know if it's going to stay for 24 hours. But for now, I'm using this foundation. So you can either use a beauty sponge for this. This is from Blue Heaven Cosmetics, and this is one of the absolutely best beauty sponges I've ever come across, and it doesn't even cost much. So it is very affordable and it is very amazing. Or you can use a flat top brush like this. So this is from Wet n Wild. So it is basically flat, so it helps in applying the foundation evenly onto your skin. Or if you don't have any of this, you can use your fingers to blend in the foundation. This is as natural as it gets, guys. So today I'll be basically using this beauty sponge. So what I'm going to do is I'll be squirting out some of the product, and then I'll be applying it on my face like this. So always start out with less product, because building a product is very easy, but if you overdo it, reversing that process is not going to happen. So always start with little product, and then you can build it up if you want to. If you feel that the product is not giving you enough coverage, you can always build it up. So I've dampened this beauty sponge. Beauty sponge should not be too wet, nor should it be too dry if you want the application to go easily. So this is just damp and just right for application. So what I'm going to do is, using this side, this is a flat side as you can see, I'm just going to tap the product onto my skin ever so lightly. And again, like I said earlier, be delicate, be gentle, because it is your skin you are playing with. So just be gentle and don't be harsh on it. So I have a stand mirror here, and I also have a hand mirror. So if you are a beginner, I would totally recommend having a hand mirror, because it helps you in seeing your face clearly, and from this distance you can easily say if your application is going seamless or if you have any unblended spots on your face. So always have a handheld mirror while doing your makeup. Also, the best way to check if a foundation is your true match is just by taking it and then just doing a patch test on your neck. So yeah, see how it matches my neck. So foundation should always match with your neck rather than your face. Sometimes your face might be lighter than your body, so always it's better to match your foundation to your skin so that it doesn't feel odd when you apply it. So I'm done with my foundation application. As you can see, it has given me a pretty sheer coverage. It's not a full coverage foundation like I said earlier, so it's given me a sheer coverage, which is okay because I usually don't like putting on a full coverage foundation. The next step is to conceal. So I'm going to conceal under my eyes and over here and on the side of my nostrils. So to conceal that, first I'll be using a concealer. This is from Maybelline. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer and I'm in the shade 20 Sand. This is a closest match to my natural skin tone. So I'll be first using this to hide my dark circles which I have here. If you go with a lighter concealer on top of your dark circles, so since your dark circles will have blue undertones, if you go on and put a light concealer on top of it, it will look ashy or grey and it will make you look sick. So first go in with a concealer which is closest shade to your skin tone. So I'll be applying it here. So if you don't have any dark circles or if your skin is naturally perfect, then you can totally skip this step, or if you're not comfortable wearing a concealer, you can skip this step as well. So this is what I do and that's what I'm showing you guys. We are done concealing our dark circle. To lighten it and make our face look brighter, I'll be going in with a lighter concealer shade, and this is also from Maybelline New York and this is in the shade 10 Light. So what I'll be doing is I'll be applying it over here just to lighten the concealer. Also I'll be applying it here, over here on the bridge of my nose and also here. So like I said earlier, if you're not comfortable wearing a concealer, you can totally skip this step and stick with a foundation. So if you're not using a concealer, you can probably consider building up your foundation so that it has more coverage and you don't have to use a concealer. So this also is not a very full coverage concealer, so this is a sheer coverage concealer. So since I've applied a sheer foundation, I want my concealer to look a little bit more full coverage. So what I do is I let it sit on my skin for some time and then blend it out. So you'll just see what I mean by it. In the meanwhile, I'll do my brows and I'll be back. So now that I'm done filling my eyebrows, I'll be cleaning the underside of my eyebrows just to have that clean eyebrow shape. So again, I'll be going back with my concealer and I'll be taking it on the back of my hand a little bit, and then I'll be using this concealer brush from Wet n Wild and I'll take the concealer with this and again using my trusted handheld mirror, I'll be cleaning the underside of it. So if you're a beginner, take your time with this, be slow, just enjoy the process and learn from whatever you're doing. So with practice, you can do it more quickly and more efficiently. So like I said earlier, the concealer has been sitting on my face for about 5 to 7 minutes now, and I think it's a pretty good time for the concealer to set in. So let's start blending it out, and for this I'll be using a small beauty sponge. This is from Miniso India and this is also a pretty good product for its price. And if you don't have a beauty blender, you can use your finger like I said, and I'll demonstrate it to you. So what you need to do is, don't rub it on your skin, just tap it onto your skin, and it will melt seamlessly onto your skin because of the warmth in your fingers. And I usually prefer using my ring finger to do any blending on my skin because it has the least pressure on your skin when it is blending compared to all your other fingers. Now I'll be blending the rest of it with this mini beauty sponge to just demonstrate it to you how it does the same job as your finger. Also make sure that this beauty sponge is also damp for better blending. Also, while I'm at it, without any extra product, I'll be concealing my eyelid as well. So if you have pigmentation, you can use extra product to conceal your eyelid space. Also, I want to suggest you that if you are buying a foundation or a concealer for the very first time, don't buy it online. Go to a store, test it on your skin, and then buy it if you are buying it for the first time. Also, some products may tend to oxidize on your skin, which means that when you apply the product onto your skin, it will seem that it is of your skin color, but once you give it some time, it tends to become darker. So that is known as oxidization. So some products might have that reaction onto your skin. So when you're testing out a product at a store, just give it a time of 5 to 10 minutes for the product to settle in, and then see if it oxidizes on your skin. So if it oxidizes, then buy a shade lighter than that, so that even if it oxidizes onto your skin, it becomes your natural skin color. Now that we are done with our foundation and concealer and we have this flawless base on our face, it's time to set everything into place with a face powder. So if you have a compact powder, you can use that as well, but I suggest using a loose finishing powder, and the best one so far I've come across is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. So I'm in the shade 15 Light. As time goes on during your day, your foundation might slip because you're sweating or because of the heat or because of any reason. So a finishing powder sets everything into place so that it doesn't budge. Taking some of it onto the lid with the same beauty sponge which I used earlier, I'll be taking some product. I'll be slightly tapping it onto the places where I applied my concealer and foundation. So first we'll be concentrating on the areas of concealer because I don't want it to crease. If you let the concealer sit on your skin without setting it for a long period of time, it creases and it looks like you have wrinkles. So it's better to set it immediately after you apply it. So did you just see the magic happen here? So that our entire face looks flawless after we have set it. So this is how a flawless base should be whenever you're doing your makeup. So after this, what I usually do is, to lock everything into place, I use a setting spray. So if you don't have a setting spray, you can obviously skip this part. There's no pressure that you have to use it, but using it effectively makes your makeup looks better, since a fixing spray, like the name suggests, fixes everything into place. So this is the Wet n Wild Natural Finish Setting Spray, and I'll be using it to set my base. I've sprayed the setting spray onto my skin. If you have the time, just fan it out and let it sink into your skin naturally. Or if you are in a hurry, take the beauty sponge which you used earlier and ever so slightly, don't use much pressure at all, because if you put much pressure, the product will come back onto your sponge. So ever so slightly dab it into your skin. So what the fixing spray also does it, if you have gone overboard with your powder or your concealer or any of the product which you have used, it will basically take the excess out and make your skin look a little more like skin if you've gone overboard. I went ahead and did the rest of my makeup. So this is how your base should look after you're done, and I do hope you learned something from this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, keep practicing and take care. Bye.